Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this morning? It is currently Wednesday morning, and it is 10:11 a.m. And I came home from my meeting last night, and I was so exhausted that I lay down. Alex was watching Lucifer, and I completely just was out. And I woke up, and it was so late when I woke up, it was like 4 something, that I was like, I'm just gonna keep on sleeping throughout the night, and then I'll get up in the morning and I will vlog. And I woke up this morning, and it was so weird because it was kind of like deja vu. Like, it was deja vu. I remember Alex like saying something to me, and then he woke up, or I woke up, and I said, what? And he goes, the water's off. And I was like, this is deja vu. Like, he said this to me in my dream or something. But anyway, I was like, what do you mean the water's off? And so he was like, the water's off, it's not working. So I went and checked to see if we got an email from our management company, which we had. And there had been like a major leak in our neighborhood. So they shut off the water for our entire neighborhood until who knows when. So that was that. So I brushed my teeth with my water from that I keep in the fridge. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go vlog now. The dogs did not want to get up this morning and go into their house. They were so cozy in bed. It's actually kind of chilly out this morning. It's 59 degrees, and it's extremely sunny, as you can see. It's really a pretty day, but it's chilly outside. And I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna make a bunch of videos. I don't know what else. Tanya and my sponsor went to the Covered Bridge Festival today, and they invited me to go too, but I just was really not in the mood to go to the... Well, they were leaving really early. They were leaving at like 8 in the morning, and then they were gonna be back by 6, and if they were just gonna, they were just going down there just to like shop and stuff. So anyway, I just was like, you guys go and have a good time. I'm kind of craving hot coffee this morning instead of cold coffee, so I'm gonna get hot coffee here in just a little bit. Like black hot coffee sounds really good. But anyway, had a good day yesterday. Got up, and Alex took the dogs to get groomed in the morning. They look so cute. And then he picked them up too after he got off work. And like Boo Radley doesn't even look like the same dog. He's like, because they haven't had grooms in so long, you know. And but they look really, really nice. They did a great job on them. And so I guess we found a new groomer. It's through a vet. Like, it's a groomer at a vet. And not our vet, but a groomer through a vet that our vet recommended. I know you guys can hardly see me. I apologize for the lighting with the sun. But anyway, so the dogs were gone all yesterday, which was kind of weird. And then, because they're usually, you know, just like follow me around the house while I'm filming videos and stuff. So yesterday was like super busy. I had a bunch of like errands and stuff to do. And then I filmed videos, and then took a shower and got ready so that, well, Alex got the dogs, and he got home about 5:30. So I hung out with them for just a little bit. And then I got ready so that I could go to my meeting. Alex, like, it was so funny. He came home last night. Who is calling me? Oh, my husband is calling me right now. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. He was just telling me something funny that he forgot to tell me. Anyway, Alex was so funny last night because he like came home at like 5:30. He was so tired and literally just put his pajamas on and got right into bed, like right at 5:30. I think he had like a ton of episodes of Lucifer to catch up on or something, because he started watching Lucifer like when I left, and I left the house at like 7:15. And then, I got home at like 10:30 and he was still watching it. So I think he had a bunch of episodes of Lucifer to catch up on. Anyway, so yeah, that was my day yesterday. Not too exciting, but I had a bunch of stuff that I was doing. I like being up late at night and listening to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff, but on the days that I get up early, and I got up this morning about 9-ish sometime. I like getting up early in the morning too. I feel like I'm kind of like part of the world, so to speak. And but I'm always kind of like, I have the whole day ahead of me. Like, what am I going to do? You know? So it's kind of funny. I finished Grilled for Murder on Monday night. And then after I finished that, well, okay, so this is, I think I may have, yes, I vlogged and talked about this. How the new Aristotle and Dante book came out by Benjamin Eilier Signs, who I tagged him on Instagram, talking about the book, and he reshared my thing that I posted on Instagram. I was so excited about that. But anyway, so Monday night late, I started it, and I listened to like a half an hour of it because I was just so excited to get started with it. And yesterday I listened to some of it. I'm like 3 hours into it right now. I really forgot how beautiful his writing is. His writing is so, so, so beautiful. I mean, it's really poetic. And the chapters are short. You know, like some of the chapters are like 2 and 3 sentences, and some of the chapters are a lot longer than that. But I mean, it really is written like prose. So if you don't know the story of Aristotle and Dante, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that's never read the original, which the first book is called Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. The second one is called Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World, I think is what it's called. And so the first one is kind of like, it's about this kid named Aristotle, Ari, and he has this friend named Dante. And they don't really, in the first book, talk a lot about, like, labels of sexuality. But you know that that's what it is. It's kind of like Ari coming to terms with his own, like, his love for Dante. And it's left kind of very ambiguous in the first book. Until the end, kind of. And then the second book, I was really surprised because I thought that it would pick up like years later or something, because it takes place in like the 80s in Texas, and the second book literally picks up like right where the first one left off. I mean, like immediately where the first one left off. Like the first one ends with them like by Ari's pickup truck like out in the desert, and the new one picks up at the pickup truck out in the desert. Like, I mean, it literally, like, the first one ends and the second one picks up, which is really cool that he did it that way. And so, the second one is about their relationship going forward. And it's really interesting because, I mean, if you read any, like, gay literature of, like, you know, today's time, or especially like young adult literature, it's very much kind of like that, you know, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, which is, you know, like, Love, Simon, the show, or the movie, or it's very much like, I'm trying to think of something else, you know, like those kind of shows where it's, let's just show how the normality of life and things like that. And this is not that. This is these two guys that are in love in the 80s in Texas, and against a backdrop of the unfolding AIDS epidemic, and of which is talked about a lot in the book, and people's feelings and emotions, and they're both Mexican Americans with strong Catholic backgrounds, and so, like, that comes into play with their parents, who are incredibly supportive in the book. Anyway, it's just, there was just a scene with, like, the mom and, like, a friend. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's so well done. But, like, the words that he uses and the language that he speaks are so, they're just poetic. It's just, it doesn't, like, I mean, it reads like a story, but it's just so much more than a story. In fact, I was sitting here and I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't turned Aristotle and Dante into a movie, because all of these, you know, books these days are getting turned into movies. I noticed the other day, I think I may have talked about this, that One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus is like a show on Hulu. I think it's Hulu or Peacock, maybe Peacock, I don't know, Peacock. And you know, like, all of these young adult, like, books that are on the bestseller list for months and months and months are getting turned into movies or shows and things like that, right? And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, I think a lot of Aristotle and Dante, this is just water, did I say that already? A lot of Aristotle and Dante would be lost in translation, because it's so much the telling of a story and not just, like, it's the language that is used and not just the story itself. But if you've never read them before, they're really great books. I haven't finished this one yet, but this is, I mean, it just feels very much more of the same, but really important books too. In the first book, there's a really violent scene with Dante when he is beat up, like horribly beat up, and but he's not willing to back down from who he is, and it's kind of a beautiful sentiment. And it's interesting the way that the author, they have, like, blow up stuff in their yard for Halloween. That's cute. It's interesting how the author shows that. Like, Dante is such a free spirit, and he just loves life, and he notices, like, the small things in life and whatever. And he, like, one of the ways that the author shows that is that he doesn't like to wear shoes. And so, which is so funny, because I don't like to wear shoes either. And so they're at a movie theater, and he takes his shoes off in the movie theater to get comfortable, but he leaves, and he leaves his shoes in the movie theater, and his dad's like, if you keep on doing this, you leave your shoes places. And Dante's like, Dad, you have to look at it like this. You know, maybe somebody that doesn't have the money to have a nice new pair of shoes comes into the movie theater, and they find my shoes, and they get to leave with a new pair of shoes, you know, that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And, like, his parents can't be mad at him, because, like, his outlook is, like, so sweet, and it's just, he's just this really genuinely, like, nice person. Although it's kind of, I mean, he's being kind of funny at times, but so yeah. But anyway, it's a really great book. But as much as I am loving reading it, I do have to say my allergies this morning. I do have to say that I kind of wish I was listening to something scary right now, because every day I like turn on, you know, some scary movie. Oh my God, did you guys see the trailer to Scream 5? If you have not seen the trailer to Scream 5, you need to get on. If you can just look it up on YouTube. It just came out yesterday. It looks so good. I mean, it's more of the same, right? But they're all back. Neff Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, they're all back for it, which is really exciting. It's so weird that I sat like and got to listen to them on a panel at Horror Hound Weekend. It seems crazy to me, you know? That was so much fun, that whole weekend. We missed it this year. I think it was in Cleveland this year, or Cincinnati. I think they go back and forth between Cleveland and Indianapolis, but we missed it. And Melissa and I had actually talked about going to it, and but we didn't end up going. I wish we had. I think it might have been when we were in Las Vegas. I don't know. But that was so much fun that day, just like walking around, and all the booths were really fun to see, and all the people that, you know, came for signing things. Did you guys know? Okay, so that the person that plays, shoot, why can't I think of her name? Darn it. Oh, you know, she's like real big breasted and has the long black hair in the movies. Why can't I think of what her name is? Her real name is like Cassandra something. Well, she wrote a book and came out saying that she had been in a relationship with a woman for like 19 years or something. And like just recently came out. Like this was like this huge deal. And that she felt that she had to like live her life in silence because she wasn't sure of like how people would respond to it and stuff. And I can remember when we went to Horror Hound Weekend, because we knew that she was going to be there. Why can't I think of what her name is? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I love her. She's hilarious. I know that some of you out there are like shouting it at the screen, but anyway, I feel like it starts with an M. You guys know what I'm talking about. She's in like the real funny movies, and she plays like a vampire lady, whatever, you know. Anyway, Melissa was like, before we went there, she was like, you've got to see her in person, because she's just not even, she doesn't look like the same person. And she's like, she is so pretty. And I was like, really? And she was like, oh, she looks completely different. She's like, she won't be dressed up like that. She's like beautiful. And so we like passed by her booth. Her booth was like one of the biggest booths. I mean, or was like several of the people had like nobody come up to them, and then like other people had tons of people coming up to them. And hers was one that there was probably a line of like 50 or 100 people deep at any given time, because you would go up there, then you could like pay to have your picture taken with them, and they would sign something for you. And it was kind of sad, honestly, because there were some people that, like, you know, weren't getting any attention at all, like the girls from the movie The Craft. And then there were other people that were getting tons of attention. Like Neff Campbell. I mean, they have, like, you know, the cast of Scream, since they were there, like, speaking, they were, like, they had, like, a big section for each of them, and it was, like, Matthew Lillard, and then it was, like, Neff Campbell, and, I mean, it was, like, that whole group, right? Courtney Cox was there, right? Do I remember if she was there? David Arquette was there. I kind of don't remember if Courtney Cox was there or not. I feel like she was, though. Maybe she wasn't there. But anyway, whoever was there, it was like every line was like super long. Neff Campbell's line was like the longest. Do you guys remember back in the day, Neff Campbell's brother, who's really cute, he was in a movie, I think he's gay, and he played a gay character in a movie, and I can't remember what it was called, but Tori Spelling was in it too. Do you guys remember that movie? And it was like him going out for the very first time. Was it called Jeffrey? See, I'm up too early. I can't think of things. My mind isn't working enough yet. But I remember seeing that movie with him a long time ago. I feel like his name is like Stephen Campbell or something like that. His last name was Campbell too. It was kind of sad because like Neff Campbell was like on one side, and like if she looked right across from her, like the two girls that were in the craft, which Neff Campbell was in that movie too, they were like looking at her, and there was like nobody in line for them. Which I loved that movie. Well, Fairuza, what was her bulk? She wasn't there. And then there were people from American Horror Story, Freak Show. There were all kinds of people. That was fun just to walk around and see who they were. But a lot of them would just be like sitting there at their like desks waiting for people to come up. Not their desks, but their little tables, you know, waiting for people to come up and see them. So like when you would walk by, like you didn't kind of like want to look at them because they'd go hi, you know, and then it was kind of like real embarrassing that nobody was like coming to say hi to them. You guys, I woke up this morning, true story, and I was so hungry for like full breakfast. I was like craving like a full breakfast this morning. I don't know what that was about, but I was like, I mean, I'm talking like, and I never think of like eggs and bacon and stuff like that. I was thinking of like eggs and bacon and like biscuits and gravy and all kinds of stuff. I don't know why this morning I must have been dreaming about it or something. Okay, first of all, I want to look up Cassandra Peterson, and she plays Elvira. Why couldn't I think of her name? Elvira. She plays Elvira. So yeah, this is her. And so she just wrote a memoir, and she came out in her memoir. And then Neff Campbell's brother, Christian Campbell, Canadian actor, stage and screen actor. He is best known for his roles as Gabriel in The Trick was the movie. Greg Ivy in Big Levin on stage as Jimmy Harper in the musical Reefer Madness. Oh, he's not gay, I guess. It says he's married to American actress American Olivo. She was in Friday the 13th, 2009. Is Neff Campbell married? I don't know anything about Neff Campbell's like personal life whatsoever. Oh, she's been married twice. She has one child. She was married to John Light. Oh, partner, J.J. Field. I don't know who that is. How old is she? Oh, she and I are almost exactly the same age. She was born a year after me. Her partner is J.J. Field. They adopted a baby boy. Okay. Let's see what he does. A British-American actor, television and theater actor. He started in television career. The Ruby and the Smoke and the Shadow in the North. He was in Captain America. I don't really know anything that he was in. Personal life. He has been in a relationship with actress Neff Campbell since 2011. In 2012, the couple confirmed that Campbell was expecting their first child together, gave birth to their son Caspian in August. On June 29th, Campbell announced she and Field had adopted a son, and that is my birthday. So they have 2 children. I wonder how busy Crumble Cookies is this early in the morning. Let's see. Not very. But First Watch, the breakfast place, is busy this time in the morning. It's always crazy to me, like, I know you guys are going to be like, really, Peter? But, like, it's always crazy to me, like, how many people are, like, up and out at this time in the morning. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to get another one of those candles from Ulta because they smell so strong. But I don't know that I really feel like going in there right now. I don't even know if they're open yet. I need a coffee first. But it's really crazy to me always, like, how many people are, like, up and out. And there's just a few of us that live in the midnight hours, I guess. It's a pretty day today to go to the Covered Bridge Festival. Tanya, my sponsor, will have a good time. The Covered Bridge Festival is fun. Tanya and I went a couple years ago. I filmed it and actually put it up on one of my channels. I don't remember which one. And it's in like southern Indiana where the covered bridges are. I can remember when I was in elementary school, like 2nd or 3rd grade, we went there. I remember the weirdest stuff, honestly. We went there for a field trip. And I can remember that you'd like walk around all these booths and stuff, and then we could buy stuff. And I remember buying rock candy. So the one that we went to then was in Rockville, Indiana. And it was like they had prairie stuff going on and making your own candles and butter and all that kind of stuff. And we must have been doing a lot of stuff on prairie stuff in the school I went to. Because we went to Conner Prairie, we went to Rockville for the Covered Bridge Festival. But anyway, I remember I bought rock candy that came on a stick. Do you guys remember that stuff? When Tanya and I went a couple years ago, it was different than that. So the Covered Bridge Festival is not so much like, well, I don't know which one they're going to today, but the one that she and I went was like a swap meet. It was like, you just went from booth to booth to booth to booth to booth to booth. And I can remember there were like a lot of these booths that were selling like fake North Face jackets and stuff like that. And I can remember that like the very next day, there was this like whole huge news story about how these people that were selling all this fake North Face at the festival that we were at had been arrested like the day before or like that morning or something. It was like right after like we had been there, they had been arrested. But there's like a lot of food there, there's music, and you know, they have like elephant ears. And if you don't know what an elephant ear is, it's like, it looks like an elephant ear, but it's actually just like a dough that's like fried dough with like cinnamon sugar on it. Or they have like funnel cakes that are fried dough that have like powdered sugar on it. And sometimes you can put like honey or, you know, different kinds of like fruits and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't remember what Tanya and I got that day. I feel like we went to go, we ate on the way there at like some little cute like country store restaurant or something. Which I have to tell you guys, if you like the cozy mysteries, those flipped for murder ones, I really, really, really like those. I really like the storyline. I think it's cute about the country store that she runs. I would highly recommend those. Oh, man. Our meeting was good last night. There's not like a lot of people coming right now. It's interesting. We usually have... What's this dude doing? We usually have like 40 or 50 people, and there hasn't been that many people the last Well, we didn't go last week, but before that. People who sit on their phone like this and they shout at their phone. I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, there's only been like 20 plus people there the last couple weeks. Or the last couple weeks that we've been there, which is interesting. I don't really know why there's not that many people there. So it was small. We got out a little early. We had a business meeting afterwards, which was real short. It was like 2 minutes. And then I took Tanya to go get a fountain pop. And we drove around for a little bit and talked. And then Tanya had worked like 12 days straight. She was so tired. She was so excited to just have like a relaxing day today. So took her to get a fountain pop, and then I came home. I don't know what happened. I was like wide awake yesterday. And then on my way to what do you call it? Going to the meeting, I got like so tired. I like took a shower, did my hair and everything, and then it was like on the way to the meeting, I just like was so tired. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. So, but anyway. And I said I was gonna vlog for a really long time last night. Which that didn't happen because, well, I fell asleep when I got home. I turned the heat on earlier, and now it's kind of 64 outside, though now it's probably getting a little warmer. It's like hot in here. I'm like thinking about what store I could. Oh, California Burger. I wanted to tell you guys that last night. California Burger opened finally. And people are driving through the drive-thru right now. I wonder what they have. They have crinkle fries. I know that. I can't probably have any of their cheeseburgers. What was I gonna say? I was thinking about where I want to go to maybe do like a shop and go with me today. I was thinking maybe Bath & Body Works, but I don't know if Bath & Body Works has music inside the store or not. Plus, it's like a really small store. So it's kind of hard to be like inconspicuous while you're filming, you know what I mean? Maybe the Hallmark store. That would be kind of fun. I've been meaning to do the Meijer, but I don't want to do the Meijer during the day because it'll be so busy. So I've been thinking about going like at night, because it's really like there's never really anybody there late at night when Tanya and I go, I mean, there really isn't. There's like maybe 5 people other than the people that work there whenever we go late at night. When I used to work back in the day, I used to get to work between 7:30 and 8. You guys, I just drove right by Starbucks again. I cannot believe that I did this. I went all this way just to go to the Starbucks, and then I drove right by Starbucks. Well, you know what? This way is going to make it easier because I'm going to be able to not have to drive all the way around the building. I can just drive right into the entrance. Back in the day... Oh my Lord, look at this line at Starbucks. Are you kidding me? This is another reason not to get up early. Oh my Lord. There's literally, you guys, I mean, it is all the way wrapped around the building. There's got to be 20 cars in line. I'm not going to this Starbucks. If I go around here, can I get out? I mean, it's all the way around the building. stopped. I'll try the other one. Maybe it won't be so busy. You know, when I was working back in the day, I've been trying to like think about what time I went to bed back then, because I can remember a friend of mine that I worked with. I remember he and I talking, and he said that he only needed 6 hours of sleep. And I used to think that maybe I only got like 6 hours of sleep, but I remember saying to him when we had that conversation, I don't know how you do it. Like, I need 7 or 8 hours of sleep. So I must have gone to bed at somewhat of a reasonable hour to get up in time to be at work at 7:30. It wasn't 7:30. I think I was, well, when I first started there, I worked 7 to 3. But this is, I would say, like the last 10 years that I worked there, I was there at 8 o'clock. One day a week I went in at 10. Or 10:30 maybe. I don't remember. It was my late day. But, so if I got there at 8, which means I left the house at like 7:30 because I would stop and get coffee at the gas station on the way and a newspaper to do the crossword puzzle. Oh, I should get the crossword puzzle today. That's what I should get the newspaper and do the crossword today. Sit out on the front porch. That would be kind of fun. But back in the day, when I would do that, I would get up and take a shower every morning, you know, get ready. I would always like get my clothes ready the day before. So I would like iron my pants and I would have a shirt out and stuff like ready to go the next morning. And then, so I would leave the house about 7:30, which means I must have gotten up at about 7 o'clock. I don't know, maybe I was going to bed about midnight, 11:30, 12, but I've never been somebody that's been able to fall asleep like that. And I honestly don't remember, like, if my ex did either. I do remember that my ex and I went to bed around the same time, usually. Or he would stay up later than me. But I don't remember what time I went to bed. I don't remember how much sleep I got. Isn't that so weird? And I drank a lot of coffee back then. Like, I would get like a 24-ounce coffee from the gas station in the morning, and then that would take me through about lunchtime. And then around lunchtime, we would always make pots of coffee back in the coffee room. I was like the person that usually did it. And then, I mean, like once that coffee was gone, I might have like take another cup of coffee with me into something. And then, so that was like, you know, 5 cups of coffee or whatever that I'd had. And then at lunch, I would always get like a Diet Coke or something with whatever I was eating. And then, in the afternoon, I would have a cup of coffee or two before I left. I drank a lot of coffee back in the day. And hot coffee, never iced coffee, always drank hot coffee. I remember when iced coffee, like you could go to the gas station like Speedway and you could get iced coffee. I do remember them starting that. It was so funny because I was at the gas station the other night and they had that there and I was like, oh, this would be funny to review, but it was out of order. The iced coffee machine was out of order. There's actually this gas station right up the street here. Oh my lord, is this Starbucks busy too? Oh no, it's not as bad. I mean, what do you expect at, you know, almost 11 o'clock in the morning? Of course Starbucks is going to be packed. We're hiring, they said. I just need to get a venti coffee. Do you guys have any blonde roast?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Okay.
And that's it?
Anything in it?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Sometimes I crave just plain black coffee. I was like looking at my counter the other day and I was like, I have all of these like coffee makers. I have like a French press. I have a coffee maker. I have a Keurig. I have that iced coffee maker that I bought from Meyer. I have the glass thing that I don't know what that's called. I have all these different things to make coffee. I have instant coffee in the refrigerator. I really do too. I have instant coffee in the refrigerator. Isn't that funny? Sky is so blue this morning. There's a billboard up there for the new grilled mac and cheese from Panera Bread. I reviewed that on my review channel. And I think I said it was pretty good. People ask me all the time, they're like, what do you think? You reviewed this, what did you think of it? And I always forget later, unless it's like something that I really didn't like, I always forget later what I thought. And I don't remember what I thought. I think I remember saying that it tasted like grilled cheese stuffed between two pieces of bread, but I don't remember. Yeah, I think I liked it. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, I don't remember. I also remember like, you know, I got off work at like 4:30 and I can just remember feeling like that was so early, and I would come home and I would take a nap from like 5 to 7, and then like if I went to a meeting, I would go to dinner and then to a meeting and then come home, or go to Tanya's afterwards. And if I didn't go to a meeting, then we would just like get some kind of like fast food. We ate horribly. We ate Arby's a lot, I remember. We would get fast food and then we would sit there and we would watch some television show. Do you know, it's interesting, I can remember this was like before like Netflix and you could binge shows. And on the weekends, we would go to Best Buy and we would buy like, you know how you can buy like a whole like TV show, like, what do you call it? Like a whole season of a TV show. We would buy TV shows. I think it started with America's Next Top Model. I think we bought like season 1 of America's Next Top Model. And so we would start all these reality shows that we could like binge watch, like The Amazing Race, we binge watched, on and on and on. And then towards the end of our relationship, we started watching Lost. But the series finale ended. I was with Alex by that point, because I can remember watching the series finale downstairs while Alex was asleep. I loved that show. I felt like those people were like my family. I really did. That's like one of the only shows besides like Roseanne that I've ever felt that way about. That I literally felt like people were my family members when I was watching that show. Did you guys watch Lost? If you have not watched Lost, and what's so funny is I run into people all the time, and like friends of mine that'll be like, oh, I need a new show to watch, and they're like, what's your favorite show you've ever watched? And I always tell them 2 of them. The Killing, which used to be on Netflix, but I don't think it is anymore, and Lost. And they're like, oh, I really couldn't get into that show. And I'm like, what do you mean you really couldn't get into that show? And they're like, it just really wasn't that good. And I'm like, well, I watched every episode for 7 seasons, and I beg to differ. And they're like, yeah, it's just really about a plane crash on a beach. And I'm like, oh, no. It's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. And I don't even really think it's like one of those shows where you have to like get into the first season. It's like the other one that people tell me, which I have to tell you, I was like not big on watching this show either because I don't like sitcoms. But it's like when people like are real resistant to watching Schitt's Creek, like Tanya's like, yeah, I can't really get into that show. And I'm like, how many episodes have you watched? Oh, I don't know, 1 or 2. And I'm like, she's like, I just don't like funny stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, it's so much more than that. It's such an endearing show. But I wasn't really behind watching Schitt's Creek either until I would sit there and Alex would be rewatching episodes. And so I would watch an episode, you know, like with him. And I'm like, kind of what's going on here? And then I have to tell you what really turned it for me was when Alex was watching, they have this on Netflix. It's the after show. It's like the last episode. It's not the episode, but it's the behind the scenes of how they filmed the last season up to the very last take that they did and everything. And it's all kind of like Dan Levy is the one that's like them following him around. And this, Alex was watching it, and I was watching the scene where Alexis and Ted like have their last dinner together, and Eugene Levy is behind the scenes bawling, and I just was like, what is this show? Like, I thought it was just like a funny haha comedy, you know? And I think that the cast had a very kind of Mary Tyler Moore, you know, love to each other. And so I don't know, I started watching it when we were on lockdown, and I just became obsessed with it, and now I think it's one of the greatest shows ever. I absolutely love Schitt's Creek. I think it is probably one of the finest shows that has ever been produced, ever. Ever, 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 ever. It's so good. So yeah, I always tell people Lost, The Killing, and Schitt's Creek. But you can kind of tell like what people like by if you ask them like, well, what kind of shows do you watch? And they're like, well, this or that. Like, it's funny because I recommended Only Murders in the Building to a couple of my friends that like love Grace and Frankie, and they're like, yeah, I don't really think I would like it. And they're like, I'm not really into true crime. And I'm like, well, it's really kind of a lot more than that. But like Martin Short and Steve Martin together are absolutely hilarious, and they're kind of like, to some degree, the male version of Grace and of Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. And they're just, and I love to see the fact that we're seeing like these comedians as they get older, you know, that they are like reestablishing their careers to some degree. And everybody keeps on like handing something to them. It's not like they scan their card and then they're handing. I'm like, is there something special going on today? I don't know what it is. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I almost drove right by. Oh. Thank you so much. Have a good one. I can like smell what I have on from last night. So I bought some of that Malin. I think I'm going to buy the cologne actually. Malin and Getz. I love the body lotion, the shower gel and everything. That is, that little dog is so cute that she's walking. It's the rum flavored one, and I love the smell of it so much. And it's just kind of like a really basic men's like oil, but like the body wash, the shower gel, everything is that scent. And I think that I'm gonna buy, like, did I just say that? The cologne, because I really like it and I get a lot of compliments on it. And I've bought the oil and I wear it all the time, so I don't even know what I'm saying about it, but I love those products. And I actually bought them. That would be a funny video to do, although that nobody would watch on my channel, called, you know, products I bought because influencers made me buy or whatever. Because Chris Olsen, he and his boyfriend, Ian Paget, like, they're always showing stuff that they get sent in the mail or stuff that they use and whatever. And they showed their shower, Ian Paget, I think, showed the shower stuff one day, or Chris, I can't remember who. But it was the Malin and Getz shower gel. And I was like, oh, like, I've seen that at hotels before, and I really liked it when we stayed at hotels. But, like, I didn't know that you could, like, buy it, you know? And so I got online, and it was pricey. but I totally swear by it. It's really nice. It's better than all those other shower gels I bought. Those L'Occitane ones and all that stuff. Like, I probably would just stick with that for a long time now. There's something that I bought that Alex really likes. I can't remember what it is. It kind of surprised me. That I was like in the shower the other day and it was like almost empty. Oh, it was Bath and Body Works and it was Champagne Toast Body Wash. Like, it's almost gone and I've never used it. Alex must use it like every I'm like, oh my God, the Champagne Toast? I didn't think he liked that one. Oh, this coffee tastes so good, you guys. Oh, man. So delicious, so delicious. Do you ever just break out in song? I do, all the time. I love to sing. I write my own songs mostly because I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer-songwriter. I love when people take themselves real seriously and you're like, now do you play music or the guitar? I'm a singer-songwriter. Oh, okay. Anything I might know? No. I'm a singer-songwriter. I mean, I guess they should take themselves seriously, right? We should all take ourselves seriously. I don't know. I'm gonna start telling people I'm a singer-songwriter. Have you written any that I know? You might know this one. I'm trying to think of one of my songs that I sing to the dogs. You might know this one. I'll have a lamb and rice burrito, not a chicken tacatito. Or the one I used to sing to Mr. Pee-Pee. Good morning, Mr. Pee-Pee. And I would love to say to somebody, like, what do you do for a living? And they go, or they would say to me, what do you do for a living? And I say, well, I'm a singer-songwriter. And they go, oh, anything that I would know? And I'd say, I mean, there's a pretty famous one you might know. It goes like this. Good morning, Mr. Pee-Pee, and how are you today? The mice are in the kitchen and they want to see you play. Hey! They look at me like I was crazy. Oh well, get over it. Snap out of it. This coffee tastes so good. It's so delicious. The Humane Society right here has these huge pictures of cats and dogs on them when you drive by. This Humane Society is so nice, the Hamilton County Humane Society. But it just cracks me up. There's always this cat on the side just like this. Meow. The leaves are starting to change. You guys, I cannot believe Halloween Kills comes out in 3 days. Can you believe it? Are you excited? People are asking me left and right, are you going to watch it in the movie theater or are you going to watch it at home on Peacock? I don't know yet. I do know that Melissa can't go to the movie theater that night, so I won't be going to the movie theater with Melissa, which was our original plan. And Melissa's like, if you want to wait, and I'm like, wait when it's free on Peacock? I think I might be watching it on Peacock that night. So I think that no matter what I'm doing, I think I'm going to watch it sometime this weekend, is what my plan is. Alex and I have a lot of shows to watch this weekend, so... Okay, the battery died. I'm back. Anyway, I was saying that Alex and I have a lot of shows to watch this weekend. We have... Well, I've got like 3 more episodes of The Last Man to catch up on. And then we have American Horror Story to watch. I have another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race that came out this week, which I'm really excited about. I might watch those tonight. And then I want to finish Aristotle and Dante. And I want to start one of my books for Peter's Book Club. But I really want to read Cozy Mysteries. The thing is, my Grilled for Murder Cozy Mysteries just took me to Christmas. So now it's Christmas. in the town of, I can't remember what it's called, the town that they live in, something Lick. Anyway, it's like French Lick, Indiana, but it's not. But anyway, so I'm just gonna wait, I think, until after Halloween, because I am so excited for Christmas this year. Don't even ask me why, I don't know, but I'm like really excited for Christmas this year, more so than Halloween, which is interesting. That I'm like, okay, after October 31st, it's Christmas. So that's kind of where my mindset is. So I'm like, after October 31st, after Halloween is over, it's Christmas. So yeah, I will I will start listening to my Christmas cozy mysteries then. I just bought another one too, a Leslie Meyer one. And I was looking at like the description for it, and I was like, oh, I read the first one in this series. So then I got really excited for it. So I've got a couple Christmas cozy mysteries already waiting to read. The Jacqueline Frost one is coming out, I think, October 19th or November 19th. That's the Christmas Tree Murder series. If you guys haven't read it, it's a fantastic series. I would highly, highly recommend it. So that's the third one that I have for Christmas. I need to make a list. I need to make a list of all of the series that I'm gonna read this summer. Anyway, you guys, listen, I think I'm gonna get off here now, because I'm just kind of rambling at this point, and I'm gonna get off of here and try to figure out where I want to film, what store I want to film in today, and then I am going to do that, and then I don't know what else. No, and then I'm also going to call my cousin Caroline, and it's 11/11, make a wish, and that wish would be that if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I love you, and I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. From singer-songwriter Peter Monn, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!